right, today we're filming I'm Pregnant, What Now? So really it's more to do with the fact of what you do when you first find out you're pregnant.
So the whole, oh my god, I'm pregnant thing.
Yeah, absolutely, and like getting the first, you know, pee stick. It's great. Yeah. So obviously when you first find out you're pregnant, depending on how far you think you are, first kind of things, obviously you tell your partner. That will help.
Yeah, I kind of need to know.
And also is to speak to the doctor's surgery or midwife, depending on who you get in contact with first, because you need to book in your 8-week check.
So what happened? What did you do when you found out you were pregnant the first time round?
The first time round, God, I think I panicked. No. I think I had to ask, actually, because I didn't really know what to do. I then I kind of tried to work out how far gone I was, because obviously you have all these apps on your phones. You can obviously Google it and go on to things like Baby Centre and stuff. Try and work out when you're due, and then you need to phone your doctor's surgery. So I phoned my doctor's surgery and booked in for my 8-week check, which I think I was about roughly right.
What, you were already 8 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No. I was 6 weeks when I found out, I think.
Oh.
And then when I went there, I kind of, because obviously what I'd worked out was quite right. So yeah, and I'd done that, and then really it goes from there, because obviously with your first baby you have so many more checkups.
Yeah, you do.
You really do. You go to the
Which really they should do with every single one, because you still need to check the baby's okay. Just because you've had one baby that's fine doesn't mean that every baby's going to be fine.
No, obviously I'm only having a load more checks on this one just because there is a problem. I've never had so many scans in my life with this one.
At least you get to see him all the time though, it's nice.
Yeah, it is really nice seeing him, but every time I get really nervous.
Yeah.
It's quite, I think it's been quite wrong. Yeah, it's been quite nerve-wracking every time. But yeah, so I done that. Then you have I think after that you have your 16-week check. Before.
No, you have your 12-week scan.
Oh, 12-week scan. See, baby brain. Yeah, so then obviously that's your dating scan, really, more than anything. Also to check everything is progressing.
Official due date. Checks that everything's okay, checks how many babies are in there if you haven't had a scan before.
No, yeah.
And then, then maybe 16 weeks at the midwife, sounds about right? For
yeah,
the first
16
baby.
Yeah,
and then 20-week scan, check everything's okay, check all the organs, which is where you can find out the sex as well if you haven't had a private one.
Yeah, not all hospitals are very good with letting you know, just because if they don't
like to, because obviously sometimes people
can make a mistake.
Yeah, or sometimes people prefer different sexes, and so a lot of hospitals now, I know, don't tell people because they don't want people to then
be disappointed, I suppose.
Well, terminate a pregnancy if it wasn't the sex that they wanted.
You have all your bloods done quite often. Obviously the main thing that I did was write everything down in a diary, which I still do now. All my appointments I write down in my diary, even though I forget to sometimes check that I've got an appointment.
Check the diary.
Yeah, it's in the car instead. But yeah, I think the first things you do is you need to obviously, definitely make sure that it's definitely 100% positive. Some people do go to the doctors actually just to verify the pregnancy as well. Then you need to phone the doctors to make sure that obviously you can get in an appointment for 8 weeks check. They do all the bloods there as well when you do your 8 weeks check.
What's that called? Your booking in appointment.
Yeah. So it's quite a long appointment. I think I remember it's about an hour long. So do remember to, if you have children already, you'll probably remember it anyway. But if you are at work, you need to kind of say to them that I'm going to be for quite a while. Because obviously if there's delays also with other people, you're in the doctor's surgery for quite some time. Yeah, and then it gets to the kind of stage where I'm at now, and I've actually got to do it and give birth.
So I'm just trying to think, when I first found out I was pregnant with my first, I was 17, So
quite young.
I was very young, and my partner and I hadn't been, at the time, we hadn't been together very long. And I just remember I was living in Greece at the time as well, and I'd flown back to England a couple of days before I found out, and I thought that something wasn't up, like maybe I was a little bit late or something, and I'd actually bought some pregnancy tests in the UK. I bought a 2-pack of clear blue ones, I think, and I went into a coffee shop and did the first one. It was like in the afternoon, and it came up negative, and I was like, okay, well, that's that then. Like, obviously, I'm not. Phew. That's fine.
It's supposed to be the first P.
Yeah. Then I flew back, and a couple of days later, still nothing. And I was like, okay, really, I should have come on by now. So I took the second one out of the pack, and I read the instructions, and it said, do it in the morning. And I was like, oh, right, okay. Because obviously at 17, I had no idea, nothing.
Yeah, actually do get that. Do read the instructions first.
Yeah, because some of them
are completely different.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll wait until the morning. So we woke up about 6 in the morning, really needed a wee. And I was like, right, let's go and do this. So I took it into the bathroom with me, weed on the stick, looked at it straight away, and was like, there's nothing there. All right, it's negative again. Okay, maybe I'm just like randomly late. Put it on the side, like flushed the toilet, went and washed my hands, went to pick it up to put it in the bin, and as I picked it up, it was positive. And so I read the instructions again, and it said, like, wait for it to develop, you know, and then look at it, but don't look at it after 10 minutes or something like that.
You can't let it.
Obviously, it had now been like 3 minutes or something like that, you know. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember I dropped it on the floor and was like, oh, my dad's gonna kill me. And I was living with my partner already, so it wasn't like I lived with my dad, but I was just like, oh my goodness. And I was like, what am I gonna do? So I went and I woke my partner up, and I whispered, I was like, I'm pregnant. And then he woke up and he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, look. And showed him, and he was like, ah. And then he just like pulled me into bed and cuddled me, and we fell asleep. And I was like, okay, so this is gonna be all right. Like, we'll deal with it, it's fine. And yeah, and then that was that, and everything was fine. And then second time around, I think it was a surprise, but not a full-on surprise. I think we knew that it was a possibility. And obviously got to that time of month and nothing. So I had to walk myself down to the chemist. Again, I was in Greece still. Walked myself down to the chemist and bought myself a little stick. Came home. I don't think I waited for morning with that one. I think I just did it straight away, and it came up positive. And I was
probably
like,
you were further gone, I suppose, with that one.
Maybe.
So I think I did that with this one. I was. Well, I don't even know if I was further gone, but I'd done it quite early on.
Yeah.
Some do pick up, obviously,
Yeah, some pick up
earlier.
really early. You can get those early detection ones. And then I can't remember when I told my partner, actually.
Oh no.
I obviously did.
At some point, when the baby was here.
Yeah, I think maybe he got home from work that night and I showed him, and I don't know. But again, his reaction was the same. He was just excited and happy, and it was fine. With our third, we were actually trying. So I had bought off eBay a whole massive batch of those dipsticks.
Oh,
you know those ones?
Ovulation.
No, pregnancy ones, but the dipstick ones are the same. So I bought a whole massive bunch of those, and literally from the day we did the deed, I was dipsticking, like testing. And my partner was like, what are you doing? You need to just wait. And I was like, no, I can't wait. And I think it did actually show up super early. Yeah. Super early, long before I was even due on.
I think I'd done one 8 days before with this one, and then had to do one, I think, 3 days before, and that's when it showed up.
Yeah. And then with my fourth, she was planned, but she was like a spur of the minute planned kind of thing. So I think I obviously knew exactly when I was due on, and so I probably tested like a week before or something, and it was positive. Yeah, because it was our 10-year anniversary, and the day I tested and got a positive test was our 10-year anniversary. So I put it in.
You meant the night off.
No, it was actually Valentine's Day, the night off.
Oh, okay.
I put it in a little box and like wrapped it up for our 10-year anniversary and was like, there you go.
Just my chance.
And he was like, what does that mean? And I was like, I'm pregnant.
That's quite sweet.
Yeah. Giving someone a pea stick.
I know, some people may find that really disgusting.
Probably, but I thought it was cute.
Yeah, so obviously I think a lot of them is like telling your partner first, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you do tell some of your close family and
Yeah.
possibly friends.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice too, because then if anything goes wrong, or if you're feeling really, really sick, or you have really bad symptoms, you've got somebody who's got your back, who can sort of either make excuses for you or just support you, because obviously before 12 weeks there is obviously a risk and a chance that things could go wrong, and so it's a good idea not to tell everybody before 12 weeks, before you've had that scan, but it's nice to have a few people who
you trust.
Yeah, who can support you in case you need them, basically.
Yeah. Or just to celebrate with, I suppose, as well, get a bit of excitement.
Yeah, because it's a really exciting time. It's lovely. Until you start feeling sick. Yeah. But no, it's a magical journey. It's amazing, and no matter how sick you are, it's all worth it in the end. So yeah, that's it from us.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.